Okay, welcome. This is for parents, just tools to support your child at home during distance learning, but also can be applied for when we're in a school setting as well. So my name is Joel. I'm the Elementary School Curriculum Coordinator at ASP, and you can email me here at bottom if you have any questions or queries or need any support. So today we're just going to go through 3 tools in which can help and support you at the moment. To let you know that they are from Project Zero, which is part of Harvard Graduate School of Education, and part of the work from Making Thinking Visible, which is this book here, and Creating Cultures of Thinking here by the author Ron Ritchart. And so many of the ideas are taken from that. And over the course of the next couple of weeks, we will go through 10 of the tools that Ron Ritchart talks about to support our students, our children at home. So today we're going to look at 3 things. We're going to look at developing a growth mindset, what makes you say that, and we're going to look at challenge but don't rescue. And they're going to give you an idea of what it is, but then it's also going to give you some questions or some language to use with your child at home. So first of all, to develop a growth mindset. So this work is from Carol Dweck, who is an educator, and we'll move on to that in a little bit. But the idea behind developing a growth mindset is to focus on the process of the learning and the effort. So you've worked really hard on this and you've learned a lot. You've really developed as a musician, as opposed to the ability itself. So you're so clever or you're so good at maths. So praising that process and building on from the video from another parent tip a couple of weeks ago, I think is really important. So focus on the process rather than the final product and the growth, really. So I'm not going to share this with you now, but this is a 10-minute video in which you can spend a bit of time just to discover a little bit more about growth mindset if you're not aware of it. And this is Carol Dweck. And here are some things which you could be saying to your child when at home to try and develop this growth mindset over a fixed mindset. So, for instance, stuck, well, what can we try next? What can we do next? And you don't know what to do, well, how will we tackle that challenge? Is this easy? Or how can we make it more challenging for you? Are you proud of your design? Congratulations, where to next? So there's ways in which you're putting the onus onto the process rather than the final product. So there's a few things which you can try at home. So next up, we're going to be thinking about what makes you say that. This is perhaps one of my favorite thinking routines to use with children. And it's as simple as that. So it really is about asking what makes you say that when someone responds with an answer. And by saying it enough times, what it does, it allows students to slowly back up their answer with a reason. And here's some sort of examples of what it might look like. So, your child might say this was easy. And then the question would be, what makes you say that? And already they're going to have to then reason with a little bit of evidence of why was it easy for them? Or a child might say, I don't understand. And then the response from you would be, what makes you say that? And again, they would have to try and explain their thinking. What is it that's really that they don't understand? How can they break that down into smaller chunks so that we can help and support them? Or even, I'm sure during lockdown, we might have heard our children say, I'm bored. And again, what makes you say that? It just makes sure that they're going to be reasoning with some evidence behind it. So try it out and see how that goes. Lastly, today we're going to focus on challenge but don't rescue. And this sort of links to growth mindset. And really it's about sort of when your child encounters difficulties, don't jump in to solve the problem and rescue. Instead, let's try and think of questions that will help them through it so that they can identify and choose a course of action that they're going to be to move forward. And really, again, it's about sort of asking questions so that they become aware of maybe the challenges and the tensions which they're facing and the ways in which they can solve them if they're having them again. So again, it puts the onus onto them as the learner. So to think about this is something called the learning pit. And learning is this way. And then generally at some point, children or all learners will think about things that I don't understand, or it's too hard, or I want to quit. Because this is what learning feels like. Things are challenging, things are hard, they're never easy. And so then there's usually an obstacle in the way. What is that obstacle away? And so, these are some words which we might want to try and encourage our students to be saying, well, I'll try again. Maybe we can help. I think I'm getting it. I was not going to give up. And then, finally they will make it through that learning. And this is good. If you can leap over the pit, then you're probably not learning. There's always that challenge in the learning. And it's fine to be in the pit, but we just need the tools to be able to get out of the pit. So here are some questions which could help with that. So how can we make it better? What could be a strategy to help us now? Or did something go wrong? Okay, so there's some questions which you could try when maybe your child is in the learning pit. All right, so next time we're together, we're going to look at 3 more of these tools. And we're going to be looking at what questions did you ask today. We're going to focus on the learning versus the work. And we're going to support your child by arguing effectively and persuasively, hopefully. Okay. So just towards the end, there's some resources here. So there's that link to a 10-minute video of Carol Dweck about growth mindset. There's that image of the learning pit. And then there's also, finally to finish, there's some posters in English and Spanish about these 3 things: growth mindset, what makes you say that, and challenge but don't rescue. And so that will take you to this PDF. Which, if you have access to a printer, it could be helpful to put around and support. So this is Develop a Growth Mindset. That's a little bit of information. And then there's also in Spanish as well. So I hope that's helpful. Again, please let me know if I can help and support. You have my email address, and we'll have another one of these videos next week.